Have you ever said something in anger that you later regretted? Perhaps you lashed out at a loved one or made a hasty decision. The heat of the moment can cloud our judgment, leaving us with the bitter taste of remorse. We are not alone in this struggle. Anger is a powerful emotion, capable of shaking us to our core. But what if we could learn to meet anger with composure instead of being swept away by its tide? The journey to mastering our anger begins with understanding its nature. It is not an enemy to be conquered, but a messenger, albeit a forceful one. Like a flashing red light on the dashboard of our minds, anger alerts us to something amiss within ourselves or our environment. It signals that a boundary has been crossed, a need is unmet, or a sense of injustice has taken root. We must learn to listen to the message without being consumed by the messenger. This is where the practice of mindfulness becomes an invaluable tool. By cultivating present moment awareness, we can observe the arising of anger without judgment or reaction. This pause, however brief, creates a space for choosing a more skillful response. Anger often arises from a perceived threat to our well-being, our values, or our sense of self. It can be triggered by external events, such as a traffic jam or a disagreement with a colleague. It can also stem from internal sources like unresolved pain, limiting beliefs, or unmet needs. When we feel powerless or unheard, anger can surge as a way to reclaim our sense of agency. Instead of suppressing or denying anger, we can learn to approach it with curiosity and compassion. What is this feeling trying to tell me? What need is going unmet in this moment? Is there a deeper hurt or fear that is fueling this anger? By asking these questions with an open heart, we begin to unravel the layers of our emotional experience. When we understand the root of our anger, we can address it more effectively. This might involve setting healthy boundaries, communicating our needs assertively, or practicing forgiveness towards ourselves and others. Remember, anger itself is not the problem. It is how we choose to respond to it that determines our experience. In the throes of anger, our bodies respond with a cascade of physiological changes. Our heart rate and blood pressure spike, muscles tense, and our breath becomes shallow and rapid. This fight-or-flight response, while helpful in situations of immediate danger, can be counterproductive when it comes to managing our emotions. Thankfully, we have a powerful tool at our disposal that can instantly soothe the nervous system and restore a sense of calm, our breath. When anger flares, pause for a moment and bring your attention to your breath. Notice the sensation of each inhale and exhale. Gently deepen and slow down your breath, breathing in for a count of 4, holding for a count of 4, and exhaling for a count of 4. As you continue this rhythmic breathing, imagine that with each inhale, you are drawing in peace and tranquility, and with each exhale, you are releasing anger and tension. Visualize the anger leaving your body as a dark cloud dissolving into the vastness of the sky. With each breath, you are returning to your center, to a place of inner stillness and clarity. In our quest for inner peace, it is tempting to try to banish anger and other challenging emotions. We may strive to present a composed and serene facade to the world, while secretly battling our inner demons. However, suppressing our emotions only serves to drive them underground, where they can fester and manifest in unhealthy ways. True emotional freedom comes from embracing all parts of ourselves, including the shadow side that we may prefer to keep hidden. This means acknowledging our anger, fear, sadness, and grief without judgment or shame. It means accepting that these emotions are a natural part of the human experience. When we deny or repress our emotions, we inadvertently project them onto others. We may become overly critical, judgmental, or quick to anger. Instead of blaming others for our emotional reactions, we can take responsibility for our own inner landscape. This requires courage, compassion, and a willingness to look within. Once we have acknowledged and accepted our anger, we can begin to transform it into a source of wisdom and growth. One powerful technique for doing this is visualization. Find a quiet space where you can relax without distractions. Close your eyes and bring to mind a recent situation that triggered anger within you. As you vividly recall the experience, allow yourself to feel the anger once again. Notice where in your body you feel the sensation of anger. Is it a tightness in your chest, a clenching in your jaw, or a heat rising in your face? Observe these sensations without judgment. Now imagine that the anger within you is a ball of fire burning brightly. See the fire as a source of energy, rather than something destructive. Visualize this fiery energy transforming into a brilliant white light, representing clarity, understanding, and compassion. Feel this light spreading throughout your body, dissolving any remaining tension or negativity. Mastering our anger is not a destination but a lifelong journey. There will be days when we respond with grace and composure, and there will be days when we stumble and fall back into old patterns. The key is to approach our practice with patience, kindness, and a willingness to begin again. Just as a gardener tends to their garden with care and dedication, we must cultivate the garden of our minds through consistent practice. Daily meditation, even for a few minutes, can make a world of difference. Engaging in activities that bring us joy, spending time in nature, and nurturing supportive relationships are also essential for maintaining emotional well-being. Remember, the path of inner peace is not about achieving a state of perpetual bliss, but about learning to navigate the inevitable ups and downs of life with greater awareness, compassion, and skill. As we cultivate inner peace, we not only transform ourselves but also create a more peaceful and harmonious world around us.